Stacks of wax, stacks of wax, stacks of wax. Welcome back to Stacks of Wax Volume 17. That's right, we're back. It's a new month, it's a new year. It is time for another Stacks of Wax. For those of you who do not know already, this is a show where I go through my record collection alphabetically to show off the records that I own. We are making some headway through the C's at this point, so I think that we'll be able to finish the C's by the end of this video. I think that's the plan. All right, let's get right into things. We have 3 records right here from a fantastic hip-hop group, Clipping. We have There Existed an Addiction to Blood, we have Splendor and Misery, and we have the Faces 12-inch single. To go through them real quick, this one literally just came in like 2 days ago. Bought this off of the Death Bomb Arc website, along with a couple other records that we'll eventually talk about, not in this video. But yeah, it's a great single. It was on sale when they had it up there, and they needed a little bit of extra cash for something that was going on with them, so I figured I'd finally pick up this copy. Yeah, Face is pretty good, and it's got a bunch of remixes on the back here. So yeah, I'll dive into this pretty soon, hopefully, to hear, because I haven't heard all of these remixes so far, I don't think. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to dive into this at some point. Then we have Splendor and Misery. I absolutely love the foil in the triangle here. I don't know if it really comes off all too well on camera, but it is pretty sick. Bought this a couple years back at my local record store. Really, really good concept album if you've never heard it before. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that is bright. Okay, maybe I shouldn't shine that. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's rad. I can't remember exactly. I haven't heard this record in a couple of years. Isn't it all about like somebody who is like lost in space, basically, is the premise here? This comes just on a standard black. There are some other variants available, but this is the one they had in stock when I showed up 3 years ago whenever I bought this. Still happy to own a copy anyway. And at that same record store that I got Splendor and Misery, I also got There Existed an Addiction to Blood. I'm not going to take this out just because this is just massive. The double LP gatefold, it's so hefty. It's a well put together piece of art, don't get me wrong, but my outer sleeves are I guess not big enough, so getting this thing in and out is a pain in the ass. But yeah, this is a fantastic album. I need to get more clipping. There are still a couple of their records that I absolutely need to have. Their debut along with their latest one, yeah, they need to be in my collection soon. Very exciting to see what Clipping does next, because they pretty much never put out a bad project, which is remarkable. Following in the theme of hip hop, we have 2 records here by one of my all-time favorite groups. That would be Clipse. We have the Mr. Me 2 12-inch single along with Hell Hath No Fury. Hell Hath No Fury, very easily might be my favorite hip-hop album of all time. I adore this thing. I can listen to it non-stop and still do. This is the original pressing on vinyl, which I believe came out in 2009, which is obviously a couple years after this album came out. Yeah, I'd been looking for this for such a long time. I bought it on Discogs right before Vinyl Me Please decided to do their official repress of it. I might get my hands on that at some point, just because I would love to have it in its, I don't know if they remastered it at all, but I would like to have it in its fullest, truest form. But yeah, it comes on white vinyl, at least this 2009 pressing does, and fuck man, this record's so good. So we'll see. Now that I am a Vinyl Me Please member, I know, look at me, right, stepping on up in the world, I might end up buying the other copy. We'll see. I like the white a hell of a lot more than the green that they chose, but I still think they got the double LP treatment, and if it plays at 45, the half speed, that'd be kind of cool. So I don't know. We'll see. Stay posted. But yeah, no, I love this album so much that I had to buy the 12-inch single of Mr. Me 2 as well. Bought this on Whatnot. Great app if you don't have it already. I'll actually leave a link in the description below, and I think I might be able to get some money back if you guys use my link for a first time, you know, signing up or buying or whatever it is. But yeah, I love Clipse. I love Clipse so much. I want to own their entire discography soon. We'll see what happens, but that's absolutely a goal of mine, at least for the next like year or two, to really knock out the rest of what Clipse has to offer. One of my favorite releases of 2022 was Disillusion Wave by Cloakroom. This was put out by Relapse Records. I need to really dive into Cloakroom a little bit more. This is the only record that I can say that I truly know from them. I do plan on making a video of them in, you know, the next couple of months. We'll see what happens. So I'll be diving in a little bit more when I do that, obviously. But yeah, I really love the artwork on this whole thing. Just the whole theme and concept of it looks so good. It came out very, very well. And I believe it's just a repress, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that I was able to get my hands on a first pressing. I don't think that I really knew about the record when the first press came out. It comes on this sick yellow, almost like peachy kind of vinyl. It looks fantastic. I don't have anything else really like this in my, collection in terms of this specific color. It looks great and it sounds even better, which is fantastic because that's what you want when you buy a vinyl record. Unless you're the 50% of people that don't own a record player but own vinyl, which apparently that statistic just came out not too long ago as of this recording. And like, what? I'm not like hating on people, like spend your money however you want. I think it's fantastic to be supporting these artists even without spinning their wax. But I do think 50% is a little weird. I think that that's like way too high of a number. Like if you told me it was 20, I'd be like, that's kind of weird too. But 50? Jesus God almighty. But that's my PSA for the day. Spend your money however you want. I'm not gonna stop you. Why should I? Now we have 2 records from a fantastic indie rock group. That would be Cloud Nothings. We have Life Without Sound here along with the 10th anniversary of Attack on Memory. This bad boy just came in. I have yet to listen to it, but I do like this record a lot. I haven't listened to this album since high school probably, but god damn, look at this thing. Look at the foil on it. Oh my god, so cool. It looks so much better in person too. I wish I could really show you like there's like a vibrance or like a, I don't know, the color formation on the front of this looks really cool, and it's not justified by seeing it on camera, especially because of the light. That's probably the best image that you're going to be able to get out of that. But yeah, this is, like I said, the 10th anniversary pressing of it. I was able to snag this on their Bandcamp. Comes on this lovely pale blue. Oh man, that is such a gorgeous color. And it also has 2 7-inch flexi discs, which I have yet to hear. This might be the record that I put on after I am finished filming this because I kind of want to check those 7 inches out. I don't know if there's still any of these available on their web store or Bandcamp, but I would definitely look into getting it. Fantastic album. Same thing with Life Without Sound. Personally, I prefer Attack on Memory, but I love this record. I feel like this is not talked about enough in their discography. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge Cloud Nothings guy by any means. These are probably the 2 records that I like the most out of what they have. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Life Without Sound gets a little disrespected from time to time. I bought this years ago. I don't even remember where I bought this, to be really honest. But god damn it, man. Look at the juxtaposition between those 2. Just so gorgeous. Oh, man. I always forget how good this record looks, and it really does just look so good. Personally, I don't know if I'm ever going to get any more Cloud Nothings. I might, dive back into their discography and really like what I hear, but for now, I'm pretty content with these 2, and you never know what'll happen. If there is a Cloud Nothings record that I'm like missing out on that you think is absolutely worth my while and I'm an idiot for not hearing, just mention it in the comments. I'll maybe give it a listen. Who knows? This next artist, though, I absolutely know that I need to get more of them. I hate that this is the only one that I own so far, but god damn it, man. Codeine is such a good band. This is the brand new pressing of, how do you pronounce it? Deso? I think that sounds right. Anyway, Numero Group has been putting out a lot of like lost records throughout the years, and this was a lost record by Codeine. Was say on the front here, after the success of Codeine's Frigid Stars LP, which is I absolutely need to get. The trio, blah, 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 book time. A few days and a couple of unexplainable high-pitched frequencies later, the record was scrapped, shelved, and forgotten about. And then Numero Group came in. I guess they were able to fix the high frequency because I listened to this record and I did not hear it at all. It sounds fantastic. I don't know, I think Numero Group might be like my favorite reissue label at this point, or repress or remaster, or whatever you want to call it. They have just been freaking killing it as of late. Yeah, I love the cover art here. Here's the back. Really good packaging. It's nothing like too frilly, but it's really well done. And just this super dark green, translucent. It's like a evergreen or a Kelly green, or I don't even know what this color reminds me of Christmas green. Looks and sounds fantastic. I absolutely adore it. I'm so glad that I decided to pick this up one hungover morning at Main Street Music in Manayunk. I remember the cashier, she kept talking to me about how good this record was, and I like definitely smelled like a distillery. So I kind of felt bad, but she was so nice. I just didn't need her to think that I was more of an alcoholic than I actually was, because it was 11 a.m. and I sounded like I had already done a case race. Moving on though, we have Code Orange. This is Underneath. I like this record a lot. I liked it when it first came out. I would love to get a live album from them if they ever put it out. I'm not like a huge Code Orange guy, don't get me wrong, but I do think that this album's pretty spectacular. Love, it's got the special cover on it or whatever, like if I were to spin it, you can't tell at all because the lighting is really throwing this off. Really solid LP. This pressing is gorgeous too, if I remember correctly at least. Oh yeah, I'm correct. I was definitely correct. Look at that thing. That is badass, man. That is badass. Looks great. I'm excited to see like what Code Orange does next, because as much as I'm not a huge fan of their early, at least Code Orange material, Code Orange Kids is fantastic, but Code Orange, not really my scene. Considering this was their latest LP and I did really like it, I'm hoping that their next one builds off of this sound even more, and I guess we'll just see what happens. But for now, this I'm okay with this just being my only Code Orange album, although, like I said, I would like that Code Orange Kids record. Then we have Cold Cave, Love Comes Close. Just got this off of the 6131 store. They had a nice Black Friday deal not too long ago, and I didn't have any Cold Cave yet. Figured I might as well pull the trigger. Really good synth pop. If you're looking to get into this group, I do have a video on their discography and really breaking down how to get into them. I recommend checking that out. It is a double LP. Let's see, it is on a nice blue. Yeah, good looking record, man. Looks pretty solid. I would like to get more Cold Cave, absolutely. This is probably the best place to start with in terms of like buying for me. So like, it was a good idea to get this, but there is always more room for Cold Cave in my discography. Maybe in 2023 we'll be buying more Cold Cave. Then we do have a classic, which I feel like we don't have many like modern classics like this on this channel or in my collection even. That would have to be though Coldplay's Parachutes. This is a used copy that I got at my record store not too long ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I know it's fun to make fun of Coldplay, don't get me wrong, and this is not my favorite record by them. It is good. I do have an attachment to a bunch of these songs from growing up and being a kid. So I figured, you know what, it was a pretty good price. It was used, it's in good condition, so yeah, why not? I'll pick it up. It takes a lot for somebody to convince me not to get a record. How about that? It's not that hard to convince me otherwise. But yeah, I am actually kind of happy to have Coldplay. We'll see if I end up buying any of their other stuff, but if not, I'm pretty content with having Parachutes. It is a really good pop rock album. I mean, it is. There's no denying it. Moving along with the C's, we have Control Top Covert Contracts. What an amazing group. I need more of their material. Not that I don't have it, but nobody does because they haven't released all that much music. This came out in 2019. I believe it sounds like they're gearing up for a new record this year, so we're gonna hope for the best. And of course, it's on Get Better, so like you have to support it. Get Better is awesome. Bought this at a local record store, not my usual one, but they had this, so I figured I'd get it. This is the white pressing. This is just really good punk rock. Like if you're not into the hardcore stuff and you just really want even like a little bit of post-punk in there as well, this is definitely a record to check out. Some of them are just bops on this thing, man. I mean, Type A is a fantastic song. Chain Reaction, Covert Contracts, Ego Death, Prism. Yeah, really good all-around LP if you're looking to find some new punk in your life. Okay, it looks like we have 3 records left here, one of which is this new Counterparts album. This is a eulogy for those still here. I really like this album. It was one of my top 10 of 2022, which you probably have seen already. I don't know why I love this album that much either. Like, this is not a traditionally like well-liked record from me, at least in terms of like sound and stylistic choices, but man, this thing kind of rips, man. I'm so kind of blown away that I like this that much. This was actually at the same record store that I ended up getting this at just a couple years later. But man, that is a crazy looking record. That looks like the old Cherry Coke logo, if you ask me. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go look like early 2000s Cherry Coke label. You'll see you see what I'm getting at here. But I'll be the first to admit that I have not listened to much Counterparts to begin with. So maybe this is a band, maybe I'm supposed to go back and like listen to these guys a lot more. I don't know yet. But if you do see me make a video of them in the future, that means that I clearly decided to go back and listen to their material. Speaking of bands that we've covered though, this is Cursed. This is Cursed 3, or I guess Architects for Troubled Sleep, whatever this is called. I need Cursed 2. I'll leave it at that. I need the second of their albums. I need it so good. But this record doesn't really slouch that much either. There are a lot of really good tracks. I did do, like I said, a video on Cursed. Go check it out if you haven't already, because it is worth seeing to, I guess, contextualize what I'm talking about here. I forget, is this on color? I don't remember. Oh, it is. I don't know why this is on black. It's on a gray vinyl. cool. Got this from one of those insane Death Wish Inc. Sales that they did like 6 months ago, which I think is still live for some reason. But I was able to snag this. It was literally like $10, which is unreal. I don't know why this was one of them that got the price cut, but I'm glad that it did. Like I said, I need Curse 2. Probably put this down here. Need Curse 2. Absolutely. Gonna work on that. I know they did a reissue like 2 years ago, so maybe those prices are still like okay-ish. I just don't want to be spending, you know, an arm and a leg for it. Also, I did just find a 7-inch of their like final recordings. I might be buying that. Well, we'll see. We'll check back in, but that might be in the next video. And finally, to close out this volume of Stacks of Wax, we have Czarface meets MF Doom, or technically it is Czarface meets Metalface. I actually have not heard this yet. I have not. I've been meaning to get into Czarface for a while. I listened to the Ghostface Killer record before I filmed the Ghostface Killer video that I have on the channel. And that was kind of my like sparking interest in Czarface at all. Obviously, as a big MF Doom fan, I figured it'd be worth it. This is also part of that 6131 Black Friday sale that I was talking about earlier. So yeah, I'm excited to dive in and really see what Czarface is all about. A lot of people love them, so I'm really hoping I'm going to be that way too. But that will conclude this volume of Stacks of Wax. Thank you all for tuning in. It means a lot. I hope that maybe you got some recommendations from these records here. Maybe you've never heard of them. Maybe you thought one of them looked cool. Like, wow, give me please. And also that does conclude the C's. That was the very end. So next episode, next volume, I guess I should be saying, we will begin in the D's once again. A lot of good ones in there. I was kind of going through and looking and planning to see what is exactly on the docket for next month. So please be sure to subscribe to Forever Spinning for more videos just like this every single month, along with a show called So You're Interested In, where I go through an artist's discography to give you the best starting off point in order to get into their catalog. I've done it for a lot of these artists so far. Let's see, Cursed, Cold Cave, Code Orange, Clipse, Clipping was an old one. Ooh, I might do a redux to that one. So that's it. I don't want to make this video any longer than it has to be. Go out and support your local record stores if you're able to, along with the local artists in your area. Ben, well, until I see you next time, happy listening.